Hello my dear students and welcome back to Balaji Online Classes. I'm Rabia Khatoon and today I'll be teaching you English Literature of class 5th. We'll be studying chapter number 10 of your book and the name of the chapter is The Solitary Reaper. This is a poem which is written by the poet whose name was William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth wrote this poem and he described the beauty of the song of a solitary reaper. Okay? So let's study. Behold her single in the field, you solitary highland lass, reaping and singing by herself, stop here or gently pass. Alone she cuts and binds the grain and sings a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for the vale profound is overflowing with the sound. So the poet is starting this poem with the line, behold her single in the field. That means the poet is telling that the girl who was singing, the reaper who was singing the song was all alone in the field. She was all alone in the field. You solitary highland lass. Solitary means alone. Reaping and singing by herself. Reaping means cutting the crops, cutting the grains from the plants. And she was singing by herself. She was singing to herself because she was all alone there. She was singing to herself. Stop here or gently pass. The poet is saying to the travelers that if you want to stop here and listen to the song, then you can stop here or you can gently pass. Alone she cuts and binds the grain. Alone, she's all alone and she's cutting the grains and binding the grains all alone. And sings a melancholy strain. Melancholy strain means a very sweet song, a very enchanting song. The music of that singer was overflowing in that valley where she was singing. Oh, listen, for the vale profound is overflowing with the sound. Again, that is told that the sweet music, the enchanting music was flowing in the whole valley. No nightingale did ever chant more welcome notes to weary bands of travelers in some shady hunt among Arabian sands. Now the poet is comparing the song of the reaper to a nightingale. The poet is saying that she is singing so sweet that no nightingale can ever sing like this. And the poet is saying that the weary travelers who are passing from here, they are listening the music and they are getting enchanted by it. A voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. So the voice was so thrilling that it was never heard before. And the voice is breaking the silence of the seas. Breaking the silence means because there was no one there and the sound, the sweet music was breaking the silence of that place. And among the farthest Hebrides means the whole land among the farthest Hebrides, the music was heard till very far. Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy, far off things and battles long ago. Now the poet is asking that will no one tell me that what she is singing? Is she singing a sweet song, a happy song, or is she singing about something sad? Some battles, some ancient battles that have took away many years before. Is she singing about that? Or is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today, some natural sorrow, loss or pain that has been and may be again? Or she is singing a sad song, the pain and the loss that people are having nowadays, this matter of today, this familiar matter of today, this natural sorrow, loss or pain, is she singing about that? The question is asked by the poet in these lines. Whatever the theme, the maiden sang as if her song could have no ending. She was singing as if the song had no ending. It was so soothing, it was so enchanting that music was really going straight to the heart of the poet. I saw her singing at her work and over the sickle bending. She was bending and cutting the grains with the sickle and at the same time she was singing. I listened motionless and still and as I mounted up the hill. The poet was standing there and listening to the music and then the poet mounted up to the hill. The music in my heart I bore long after it was heard no more. And when the poet mounted up the hill, he could not hear the sound, he could not exactly hear the sound of that solitary reaper, but that music was born in the heart. That music was still in the heart. He could feel that music in his heart, but he could not hear that music. So the poet has described that music, that song of the solitary reaper in this poem. I hope you have understood whatever I have explained you. The notes of this chapter you'll be getting on School Mitra app. You can download it from there and complete your work in your book and copy. Until my next video, bye bye and take care.